This is how to make an AI agent that scrapes Google and LinkedIn. Imagine an AI agent that can search Google and scrape LinkedIn all by itself. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build one with no code step by step. Here's the thing. Most people think you need advanced coding skills and scraping skills to build something like this. But what if I told you there's a way to automate this entire process without writing a line of code? I spent weeks testing and researching different tools, different APIs, and different automations to make this possible. And today I'm sharing everything with you so you can build your own Google and LinkedIn agent in just a few minutes. So this Google and LinkedIn agent follows 4 simple steps. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through setting up all of them. The third step is the trickiest, so make sure you stick around to the end to see how we set this up. All right, let me give you a quick demo of how this works, and then we'll build it out step by step. So I'm inside of Lindy where I build all of my AI agents, and I'll just show you here. I have a spreadsheet here, a Google sheet that's blank, okay, and Lindy's going to fill this out based on whatever I ask it to do. So I'm going to hop into my tasks over here, and I am going to say, find me 5 founders of AI companies in San Francisco. That's all I'm going to ask it, okay? And it's going to run out, take my query, and it's going to start to do its work. All right, it's going to search Google for LinkedIn. It's going to start looking for AI founders that are based in San Francisco, okay? And what it's going to start to do, all on its own, all right? This is the only prompt that I gave it here, is it's going to start to fill in my Google sheet. Okay, so you can see it's giving me the first URL of this LinkedIn profile, guy from Perspective AI. So he doesn't have a photo here, but let me click. Oh, he does have a photo. Sorry about that, guy. So we've got Guy, founder and CEO of Perspective AI, San Francisco Bay Area, almost 14,000 followers. And my agent is diligently adding him and other founders to my spreadsheet. And the agent is going to keep working until it's cycled through all 5 founders. Again, it's going on Google, it's searching LinkedIn, and it's searching for these founders. And now it's going to add all 5 of them to our spreadsheet, all with one single prompt that I gave it, and there is no code involved in this setup with Lindy. Let me show you how to do it step by step. All right, so I'm in my Lindy dashboard, and again, Lindy is an AI agent and AI automation platform. It is one of my favorites along with Gumloop, and I find it significantly easier to use than N8, and it's truly no code and beginner friendly. So I'm in my dashboard and I'm going to do a new Lindy, which is what they call kind of the automations. And we're going to build this one out from scratch. Trust me, it's super easy to do. Now, the first thing that Lindy is going to prompt you to do, as you can see, is you need to select your trigger. So how is this flow? How is this agent or automation going to begin? And we're just going to chat with our agent in natural language. So I'm going to do select trigger, and you can see it's the most popular trigger here. You want to select chat with Lindy. So again, this is going to enable you to, within the Lindy UI in this task tab, to just send a request over through chat. Now, if you wanted to, let's say you prefer to use Slack or WhatsApp, you can set that up as the trigger as well. But for this, we're just going to use the Lindy chat. Okay, so once we have our chat, we need to add an action here, okay? And what we're doing, again, the chat is going to request to research certain folks, and that's going to be happening on LinkedIn. So what we need here is this action here, okay? It's the web browser. It visits web pages, extracts information, and searches the internet. Now, there's actually 2 different options. One which extracts the text from the web pages and PDFs, and the other that searches the internet using a variety of search engines. We're going to use this second option here, search the internet. And you can see when I click on that, Lindy is going to add it as the second part of my flow here. You can also come up here, and if you want to just rename this to whatever you want, LinkedIn Assistant here, and you can click the turn on button so it's actually turned on. And what we need to do next is configure this search the internet tool, okay? There's a couple of settings that we're going to change here. You can select any model that you want. And for this demo, I am going to use Claude 3.7 Sonnet. It was just recently released. So that's the model I'm going to run with. You can use kind of whatever model you want. The second thing that I want to change down here is the search engine. So you could leave it at auto and let the AI automatically decide, but I am going to set mine to Google over here. So in the drop down, I'm going to go to Google because I specifically want it using Google for the search. And the location, I'm going to leave blank. Now, the next thing that we're going to want to change here is the search query. So you could leave it at auto and the AI is going to try to automatically run your Google search based on the chat message itself. But I was testing this earlier and I want to be more explicit. And so I'm going to use the prompt AI option. So auto is AI will literally just do it on its own. Prompt AI is where you can guide the AI on the search, okay? So you can give it context, in other words. So let me paste in my prompt and I'll just explain what I'm doing here. So I'm saying take the user's prompt, which is the message, and run a search with it on google.com, okay? And we have our search engine down here. Appending the search with, this is the key part here, because I want it specifically searching for LinkedIn.com. So it's going to append site : LinkedIn.com to its Google search, which tells Google to only search on LinkedIn. Don't search any other website. We only want LinkedIn. So make sure you put this into the prompt AI query. Now we can come in here and test this if we want. So I'm going to go up to the test and we just need to enter a message here. So I'm just going to do the same one. Find me 5 founders of AI companies in San Francisco. I'm going to send that off. And the way that Lindy works here is in this right sidebar, it's going to show us the run, right? The run of the automation of what's going on. And so you can see there's my chat here and it's going to show you what it's searching for. Okay. So it's, remember how we put the site LinkedIn as part of our prompt. So it's doing a great job of appending the search, which is founders of AI companies in San Francisco. It's using Google search. And then if we go down here, it's going to show us some of the results. So we've got the title, the link, the snippet, and all of this information down here, which is accurate, but we need this to be cleaned up before putting it in a Google sheet like this. Okay. And that's where we're going to enter our AI agent. So our next step is we're going to add that AI agent. Okay, so I'm going to hit add step and you can see Lindy has it helpfully here as one of the preset options. Okay, now you can see in the right sidebar again, there's a couple of settings. This is where you can configure all of the steps in your flow. So to match the model, I'm going to go back to Claude 3.7 Sonnet. You can use really whatever you want, or you can test however you want. Ask for confirmation. I'm going to leave this turned off. So Lindy doesn't need to ask me permission to write to the Google Sheets. I do want to give it a skill or a tool, which is Google Sheets. So under skills, okay, so these are actions for the agent to access when needed. I'm going to click on this plus button and then I'm going to go to Google Sheets. Okay, and this is where you may, if you haven't used this before, log in through Google Sheets with Lindy so that Lindy has access to your Google Sheets. And what I want to do here is append a row to a spreadsheet. I'm going to click add one action. And then I'm just going to come up here and save. And now what we need to work on is our prompt. Okay. And I'm going to paste in what I have and I'll explain what's going on here. So I'm saying you are a helpful assistant tasked with extracting the following information from the previous step. Okay. So again, the way that I have my Google Sheet set up, and I should have mentioned, if you don't have your sheet set up yet, you're going to want to do this. This is just a plain Google Sheet. I've got the profile URL from LinkedIn. I've got the person's first name, their last name, and their company name. Okay. So this, if you want to follow along step by step, set up a new Google Sheet with these column headers. Okay. So, and you can see these are going to match pretty much my header. So I'm saying extract the following information from the previous step, which is the internet research step. We want the URL, first and last name, and company name. Then I'm saying add each founder individually using separate append row calls. Complete all entries before transitioning to the next state. So the one hang up I've experienced with this agent is the first time we ask it, it may only come back with one result. And then we just go back into the chat and say, no, we want all 5. It's been giving me a little bit of trouble. Just a heads up, if it doesn't work the very first time, this is what this kind of prompting is for. It's trying to force it to finish all 5 before leaving. Just a fair heads up. It was giving me a little trouble before. So I'm going to save that and then we'll move on. So now we want to add that new action, which is going to actually append the results to a new row. So inside of Lindy, I'm going to hit this plus button. I'm going to do a perform action, and we're going to just do the same thing. So Google Sheets, append row, and then Lindy is going to throw me a little, not error here, but it's a warning that I need to tell the agent when to exit this flow. So you can see it throws this define a condition. When should Lindy exit this AI agent? And this is a required step. So in other words, when should the agent stop working? And I'm going to say exit once you have appended the Google Sheet with every single entry asked of you. Do not exit until you have completely finished the task. So this goes back to what I was saying before about how it doesn't always give us all 5. It gives us 1, and then we have to ask it for the rest. So this is trying to force it to stay in the flow until it's finished doing all 5. Now, after I hit save on there, I'm going to go to my append row, and again, I'm going to do for my model, I'm going to do Claude 3.7, okay? And then what we need to do is we need to choose the Google Sheet document, okay? So this is called Lindy LinkedIn up here. And again, you need to have your Google Sheets connected to Lindy, of course. So I'm going to select my spreadsheet, the sheet name. And now this is very, very helpful, just a killer feature of Lindy, okay? So instead of us having to manually map the URLs or use JSON or code, right? Because we need the agent to understand it's getting all this information from the search results. How does it know what to put where, right? How does it know that, you know, the profile URL goes into this column in Google Sheets? This is where Lindy really shines. So it's showing us all of the row values, okay? It's pulling these from our Google Sheet over here. I mean, these are really columns. So the profile URL, the first name, the last name, and the company name. Now, when we select this on auto and it's already set, AI will automatically fill this field. So the AI is going to do all of the mapping for us. I don't know if N8N has this feature. I really don't think, you know, when I see some of these videos, a lot of dragging over, a lot of using JSON. Lindy is going to fill all of this in automatically. It's a really great feature. So for these row values, you can leave it on auto for all of them. All right, so now we're at a point where we can test this flow to see if it actually works. So again, the way that you chat with your Lindy is you actually go into tasks. Okay, and so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to speak to my chat here. Find me 5 founders of AI companies that are based in San Francisco. Okay, and so again, we can just talk to our agent in natural language. This is the only instruction I'm going to give it, and I'm going to send that off. And just to show you, come back to my spreadsheet here. Now, the only thing that might not work 1,000% is it might not give us all 5 at once, but who knows? Let's see what happens. So again, we can go back to the task and we can see everything that's going to happen in the background with our AI agent automation. So it's searching the internet. Okay. So here's the exact query it's using. So you can see everything that's happening. So that's the exact query. AI company founder, San Francisco, site : LinkedIn.com. It's using Google search. And if you want, you can click into all of the results down here. Now it's going to say, I'll extract information for founders. I'll set the spreadsheet ID. Now I'll add the first founder. And what it's done is it's added the first one, and we can come back in here and say, please add all 5. This is probably an error on my part, somehow setting it up. I've tried many different ways. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Maybe Lindy can help me out here. So it adds all 5 in the first flow, or the first time that I chat with it. But I found that simply chatting with your agent and saying, please add all 5, does get it to keep going. So you can see it's added the second one. Now, again, we can click into these URLs here, and we have Arnaud, who is a CEO and co-founder of Galileo AI in San Francisco, California, right? So, and you can see it's added the third one here. And let's just click into another one. We've got Daniel, who is a co-founder and CEO at Pickle Y Combinator class of 2025, based in San Francisco. And our agent finally is going to fill out all 5 for us. So again, that's the only hiccup in this flow that I have found. It's probably an error on my end. Maybe I'll reach out to Lindy and see what I'm doing wrong and maybe update the comments below this video. But other than that, this flow works really well. There is absolutely zero code involved. And the flow itself is very straightforward. There's only 4 really settings that we're doing here, and it gives us exactly what we're looking for in our spreadsheet. So if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, give me a like and a follow on the channel, and let me know in the comments what you want to see me build next.